I'm wearing my yellow Watsky sweater.
Nice. Nice. We're both wearing band merch then. I'm wearing my My Chemical Romance Boyzone shirt.
Oh, I figured you'd be wearing a Blink shirt after last night where Derek got to see Blink 182.
Sure did. They were awesome. Shout out to Blink 182. You guys are dope.
Good job, guys. Thanks for watching.
And always remember, spoiler alert. Welcome back to Same But Different, the movie show nobody asked for, but we're doing it anyway. My name is Derek, and over here we have...
I'm Brody, so I tried to do it quick. I'm Brody, by the way.
We are week 2 into May I Have This Dance, the month of May where we review dance movies, if the name wasn't clear enough for you. And what movie did we watch this week?
We watched Billy Elliot. 2000 is the year that one came out. I've known about it my whole life. It's always been a movie I wanted to see. I think it was a little too vulgar for me to watch when it came out, and it just fell by the wayside. I'm glad that I finally got to watch this movie. Regardless of my review, I'm glad I finally got to see it.
I was going to say, that's a little peek into what you might have thought about it.
I might have hated it. I'm still glad I saw The Notebook, and that movie sucks.
Oh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. We should have a hot take segment. I think you would rule the world in a hot take segment.
That'd just be me ranting for 10 minutes.
Let's get back on track. Let's dive into this review of Billy Elliot. Let's get to work.
Let's get to work. Right off the hop, what a beautiful movie. What an accomplishment is the best way that I could phrase that. Whoever made this, I didn't look into the writer, the director, anything like that. They did an astounding job making a beautiful movie. It's a classic formula, kind of a tale as old as time, you know, a son wanting to do something, the dad doesn't deem it masculine enough, and it's just the journey along the way. But, you know, that it's a classic formula, it's cliche for a reason. It'll always pull on my heartstrings to watch a father learn a lesson, come around, and not only support, but end up being his son's biggest fan. Like, it's just a beautiful, wonderful narrative that always works. The chemistry between Dame Julie Walters, Molly Weasley, if anyone was wondering, and young Dame... yeah, right? It was so cool to see her, because I've never seen her in another role. And she was crass, and she was smoking, and she was awesome. But the chemistry between her and Jamie Bell was awesome. It was so delightful. They were wonderful together.
Can I just say, maybe you might go into this, but Jamie Bell and his chemistry with everyone on screen was amazing. Like, what a charismatic little boy.
He did a very, very good job. I have a feeling half the time they were just like, action, do what you want to do, JB. He was just having fun. It looked like he was having a blast all of the time. The subplot with his friend who's not open about his sexuality yet, he's still in the closet, it sent a beautiful message, you know, of how to accept your friends and how a simple kiss on the cheek can change someone's life and that you're there for them. It was just so wonderful. I don't know about you. This movie took me on an emotional journey. Like, I don't know if I've ever cried that many times in a 2-hour window.
For real?
Oh, for real. Like, from the moment, there's a moment in the wrestling ring where he reads a letter, or he gives Julie Walters the letter that his now deceased mom wrote him. From that moment, which is maybe 30 minutes into the film, until the end, I was crying every, 5-10 minutes.
Well, she starts reading the letter, and then he chimes in, letting us know that he's memorized the letter. And, man, that got me.
We can't get into this again. I'm gonna cry. I am crying a little bit. Oh my God. It was just relatable and beautiful and raw, and I loved it. For that reason, I would love to give this movie 1 out of 10 because it broke me, and I hate it for that. But I hate feelings. But yeah, I'm not going to give it a 1 out of 10, but I'm not even close to done my review. The soundtrack was so much fun. Wonderful choice of music. I was always bopping my foot and bopping my head and bopping, for lack of a better word, clearly. I loved again, I wouldn't even call it a subplot because it was kind of just something that was happening from time to time, which I guess is a subplot. With the little girl, Julie Walters' daughter, and the fact that she clearly really, really wanted to get with Billy Elliot, and he just kept saying, like, no, you're all right, bye. And, like,
His dreams outweighed the pursuit of the flesh.
That's the thing. He was focused on ballet and that was it. But I think it was also really imperative, I guess, to the movie showing that keeping his sexuality ambiguous, because that was never the point and it doesn't matter. Never once was he deemed straight or gay. It did not matter. And that was just really, really cool and a nice way to kind of remind you of that, I suppose. I was very worried that they had villainized the father too much to successfully redeem him. I was like, this man is actually too far gone. Even if they start redeeming him now, it won't work, but I was wrong. God damn it, did they ever.
Those are often the best characters to bring back from the dark. The ones that have been broken so much.
Yeah. And that's
to fix. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
And that's the thing with him is like, you didn't understand him until it was too far gone. When we finally got some scenes with him showing that he was ostracized and alone and depressed, and you didn't know that. You just thought he was a closed-minded asshole.
Well, the movie showed to us that we didn't understand the father, when really the father's biggest flaw was he didn't understand his son.
And this is what I mean by whoever crafted this movie did a good damn job.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was brilliant, complicated. He was a fantastically written character and a wonderful actor. I don't know if I've ever seen him. I do have a few gripes. Most of them are just to do with the plot. Like, it's not like pacing or acting or anything like that. It's just the plot and how I might have preferred things, I guess, which let's call it a Brody gripe. One of them is they did such a good job with the father's redemption that they completely slacked on the brother's redemption. It was like, hey, fuck you, don't dance, that's gay, man. Oh wait, dad likes it, now I support you, peace and love, I'll miss you, bro. It was stupid, fuck you. It was dumb. He had no moments of clarity or realization or growth. He just turned a dime when dad was okay with it, and that's not cool. I hated that.
Okay, I would disagree, but go ahead.
No, I want to hear. Well, okay, will you talk about it in yours, or can I hear your?
No, let's fight. Let me fight back now. So I think, although to your credit, it may not have been as clear as it could have been, I think the brother's turning point, much like his entire character throughout the whole film, how it was very attached to the father, his turning point was through the father. Because as soon as he understood how the father was willing to go back to work, willing to cross that picket line and go back to work for Billy, I think that's the moment, like, where he held him and on the ground and they cried right there. Although it had really nothing to do with Billy, it had everything to do with Billy.
I do know what you mean, but I still feel like that was just him. Maybe I just didn't get the sense that he understood. I get the sense that he chose to support instead of actually support. I don't know.
I think it's important to know that even though the brother may still think that quote unquote ballet is for puffs or whatever, even though he may be still of that mindset, I think the change from the brother, and the biggest change we would probably ever get from that kind of person, is the fact that even though I think about this, I still believe and support my brother. That was the change. Him actually showing love and support for his brother, which we didn't see initially. Like, no. Straight up, like, laying in bed, just telling him to shut the fuck up and go to sleep. Like,
do you think about death? Fuck off.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, this 11-year-old kid's having an existential crisis. It's so funny.
So I think it's realistic in the fact that not everybody in this film is going to be magically changed and change their ways. We had the father completely do a 180 and turn into a better person, which was an amazing transformation. But to me personally, I wouldn't expect them to do that of every villain in the movie if there were more than, multiples. So having the brother just have that little change of going from supporting the brother to now supporting and loving the brother, rather than that, social mindset change.
I get what you're saying. I just think like the bus scene when he was going away saying I miss you and stuff just felt disingenuous because I didn't believe he would miss him. I just didn't.
Cried like a bitch.
Oh, that didn't do it for me. Moving on, gripe number 2. I've got 3. So we won't spend too much time unless you disagree with all of them, because I want to hear that. The audition sequence, that 10-15 minutes, was the most frustrating, painful thing I've ever watched in my life. I didn't like it. I get that he was out of his element and he was uncomfortable and he was nervous and he doesn't know how to be in these big swanky places. This is his dream. And he just kept making the situation worse and sitting there and brooding and saying, I don't know, and like not caring. The fact that he punched that kid, and like, there's no way this kid would have got into this school in real life. There's no way. I'm like, show a little gratitude. Like, at least give us a glimmer that, and he did on the way out a little bit, but I'm like, just give us a glimmer, man. I don't know.
I'll hop on board with that gripe. I'll agree with you on that one. I would dock it points for because he explained how it felt to dance on his way out. That just nullified everything he had done prior.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, you go to an interview and you say, I don't know, when they ask everything, and then you punch somebody on the way out. Like, you're not getting the job. You're not getting into school. Like, it's just...
By the way, I really want this job because I feel good when I do it.
And they're like, oh, shit, yeah, absolutely. Don't worry about it. Punch whoever you want. And the last thing, and I think this one is objective. Maybe you'll disagree. I don't know. But after the beautiful training and growth with Billy and Julie Walters' character, I don't even think I ever got her name in the movie. I expected her finding out to be this big, wonderful moment, and I feel like they absolutely wasted it. Mm-hmm. She didn't seem proud. She didn't say she'll miss him. He didn't seem happy to tell her. It was just really, really underwhelming, and I think that should have been one of the best moments in the movie, and it was just wasted.
I agree. Absolutely wasted, especially because all the moments they had together and the fact that she was turning into a maternal figure for Billy. Yeah, it should have been huge. The only reason why, from a character standpoint and the motivation standpoint as to why it was so reserved, is because the dad, specifically went to her and said, I'm going to handle this. Back the fuck off. Not in so many words, but that's the information she was using when she was reacting to the news.
I suppose. Well, she didn't even, we didn't even get
sucks.
to see her find out. Her daughter told her off screen sometime.
There should have been a better moment with her finding out. 100% agree. Even if it was by herself, hearing it from her daughter, we could see her face react to it, something like that.
Yep. And then she was calm, cool, and collected later, but we know how she really feels. Sure.
Yes.
But they missed the mark there, because that should have been one of the heaviest hitting moments easily. All that being said, I did fall in love with this movie, and I know this sounds very, very dramatic, but I think in some small way it changed my life. You know me, yeah. I'm a flamboyant guy. I was a flamboyant kid, and I was ridiculed a lot for it. And seeing something like this and the success, even if it's fictionalized, was in hindsight, like myself 20 years ago, feels better now, even though that doesn't make any sense, but it does. I can't give it a perfect because those 3 issues, the story is what you want to watch. That's if this was like, oh, it was edited weird, I could still give it a 10, but those were big hitters, big gripes, but I am still gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I loved this movie.
Even with those 3 big gripes, you're only docking at 1 mark.
That goes to show you that it was pretty damn close to perfect for me.
Wow. Okay, cool. To kick off my review then, I'll start with the negatives because we already touched upon 2 of them. One was the audition and how it was silly that they even let him in because he just gave this colorful little sentence at the end on his way out. 2, the potential that was wasted with the dance instructor finding out that he got in. Heartbreaking that I didn't get to see her react appropriately.
Yep. Yeah. Or
something.
She could have been there at the end when the dad and the brother showed up with Michael beside. She could have been in the crowd maybe or something. I don't know.
Something, man. And it sucks because they built such a heavy personal relationship between the 2. And my third and final gripe, and maybe you can fight me on this one if you disagree, it comes very early on in the movie where he stops boxing for the day and he walks over to the ballet class and he's like, I'm gonna do this. I found that very abrupt and very strange. And we had no prior knowledge that this was something that he was interested in. He just kind of put the gloves aside one day and walked over and just started doing it. I just would have liked if there was some sort of build up, maybe a scene or 2 prior where he would peek in and they would notice him and he would duck away and run away. You know what I mean? But it was immediate. It was immediate.
It did show us, though, at least it showed us that he did not like boxing. Clearly he needed something else. And in that moment, that showed up. I don't know, you ever walk through the park and you see someone doing, those tightrope walks between trees and you're like, man, I could do that. And I just feel like he was just more impulsive than thinking about it. He just did it. I don't know.
From a storytelling standpoint, though, I would have liked to see him have the curiosity and then one day work up the courage to do it, especially because he knows that his family is so against it, right?
I worry even if they added 10 minutes, it would have slugged a little bit.
They could have manipulated the audition scene a little bit to make that shorter and then add a little bit here.
Yep.
Something. I needed something. And for me, that's a big storytelling point. So
Totally
Those
fair.
those three are big storytelling points, and those three are the gripes I had. Everything else was incredible. Whatever you said, yes. The acting was so good. It was charming. It was exhilarating to watch. That moment where Billy just dances in front of his father, and his father realizes that his son is actually really good at this. And the next scene, he's marching off to work. Oh, it was heartbreaking. It was like, this movie shattered me. Some scenes just shattered me.
Oh
to
my
core.
God! When they found out he got in, and his dad ran through the streets to tell his friends. Oh my God!
Oh, Brody, you don't understand. That was just an emotional happiness, like, uplifting cry for me. That wasn't even sad.
That's what I mean. They were happy, sad, angry, all the tears. All the tears.
Yeah.
And they're coming back, by the way. This is the first time I cried on this show.
See, this is how you know a movie has affected somebody, and that's why I believe you. It did change your life a little bit.
Yeah.
It is a movie. By the end of it, you're just like, one, I want to watch that again, and B, like, I can't stop thinking about it.
One and B.
I didn't even realize. Everything else is fantastic. One thing I do want to point out that you did not touch upon, and maybe you can agree here. It was funny. I didn't expect it to be. I expected there to be a little bit of humor, because, like, you can't just have a dry movie. But, like, it was kind of like, there were some jokes that really were funny. Like, do you ever think about dying? Shut the fuck up. Like, that was hilarious. I don't know if it was meant to be, but it was hilarious.
It had to be. It had to be. It's the same guy who did, like, Notting Hill and Four Weddings and a Funeral, and so it's that line of dramedy, right?
Yeah, but there were some fantastic lines that were just absolutely hilarious. Like, when he came out of the audition room, he's like, "I've changed my mind," and the dad says, "Get the fuck back in there." And, like, shoves him back. Oh man, it was so good.
Yeah,
anyway,
I agree.
Yeah, hilarious movie.
Costume change.
Oh, nice.
I was sweating.
That's what I'm saying. What are you wearing a sweater for? Especially on this show. We get heated.
I know. That's the thing, is it's cold down here, but I'm, like, bouncing up and down and crying and stuff. So, like,
I too gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Same.
It's a same but same. I mean, we had different things to say about it. A beautifully crafted movie. It's just such a wonderful story that everybody needs to see. I'm sad that it took this long for me to watch it.
Right? Yeah, I already told our sister that if she ever wants a good cry, that's the one. I love. Oh my gosh. This is why I think It's Always Sunny will make you cry.
No way. Folks, I am halfway through season 5 of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I don't anticipate this show being anywhere close to what this movie was.
Well, no, it's one episode. It's not I'm not saying that. It's one episode. The show is not.
But, like, for it to make me feel the way this movie made me feel, I don't know.
I was just as surprised and doubtful as you are when I was told that, but it did. We had a good week. If you haven't watched it, you just had the whole thing spoiled, but you should watch it anyway to feel for yourself.
Let's move on to the Hat of Destiny. Let's draw our next film for next week. Keeping with the theme of May I Have This Dance?
We are getting Skinamarinky Dinky Doo. All right, let's see.
What is it?
A classic. Everyone's heard of it. Saturday Night Fever.
Oh, okay. We're going cheese.
I am not looking forward to this one.
The most I'm expecting this movie to be is just a fun popcorn flick.
What if it's the best movie you've ever seen?
I will quit watching movies.
What? That doesn't make sense. That should make you want to watch more movies.
No.
Suck.
If this movie ends up being the best movie I've ever seen, my standards are way too low and I'm quitting.
I wish I could make it so it was somehow. I wish I could inception you into thinking this is the best.
Why do you want me to quit watching movies?
I just want to see if you'll do what you say you'll do, because that seems way too dramatic. Shall we move on to top 5 this week?
Ooh, yes, please. Let's do our top 5.
So what we decided this week, Derek decided this week, is we're going to do top 5 big fish in a small pond. You know the expression.
Yeah.
So top 5 big fish, small pond movies.
Yeah, anywhere where, the main character or character in the film is just way too talented and way too daydreamy and dreaming big for the confines of his or her life at the moment.
Top 5 big fish in a small pond movies. Number 5, and I love when this happens, Billy Elliot. Ooh. I love when the movie we watched is on my top 5. Number 4, Ratatouille. Ratatouille's
Boo!
amazing.
Boo!
You shut your mouth, sir. Ratatouille is an amazing movie, and that is ridiculous that you just said that to me. You take that boo back. Ooh, take it back.
I will never reverse my boo on Ratatouille.
Get out of my life.
Ratatouille.
Oh my God. Number 3, Hot Fuzz, which, as you know, is definitely a 10 out of 10 for me.
I need to change my list.
Nicholas Angel is 100% way too big to be working there.
That's
you know,
the theme of the movie.
Yeah,
basically one of
pretty
the many,
well.
Anyway,
number 2, 1997 Disney Hercules.
Ooh, good shout. Good shout.
Hercules, if anyone doesn't know, is my favorite Disney movie. I love that movie. It's what inspired me to want to act. I love that movie. And number 1, it's a little bit on the nose, but it's Big Fish.
Okay.
Which is 100% a 10 out of 10 as well.
No, hold on. Because I saw Big Fish on almost every list that I looked up, but I don't agree that it's that type of movie.
One of the quotes from the movie is like, do you ever think you're not too big, but this place is just small? Like that's like one of the takeaway quotes from the movie.
Son of a bitch. Okay. I would definitely had put that on my list had I remembered the movie properly, I guess. Top 5 big fish in little pond movies. Starting off with number 5, Good Will Hunting.
Oh, that didn't even cross my brain.
Number 4, Billy Elliot.
Hey, oh no! Yeah. Now I feel like I should have put it higher.
Number 3, The Social Network.
Oh, wow. Yes. Okay, yeah. All right, cool.
And number 2 and 1 we share. So number 2, Hot Fuzz.
Nice. Very, very nice. Solid choice. Is that a 10 out of 10 for you as well?
It is. Hey. Hot Fuzz has always been... Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead are both 10 out of 10 movies.
Yes, agreed.
And I may interchange these, actually. Number 1 is also... It's Hercules.
No way! Yeah! I had no idea you had that affection for that movie. That makes me so happy.
He's a demigod living amongst humans. Like, what more can you ask for?
Do you know how much easier it was to find small fish in big pond movies? Like the idea of these people who
underdogs,
almost underdog. Yeah, I guess.
Now we're gonna move on to a little bit of movie news, and when I say a little bit, I mean a lot.
We're gonna rapid fire this one off.
Mario movie has reached 1.1 and climbing $1 billion worldwide in the box office. Now, the thing that I want to talk about from this, though, is something that's resulted from this conversation. Movies now have a mandated 30-day release time in theaters before they're released to streaming. I don't know if that's such a good idea. I want to know your take on it, because movies have such a high pressure to gain as much money as they can in theaters before they go to streaming. And by putting a restriction on them, I think that puts the restriction on the amount of money they can make. Therefore, sequels of franchises are restricted. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I think it's stupid.
Okay.
I think we as a society think that because technology is advancing, we need to speed up. Like, do you remember seeing The Others in theaters? And then it left theaters after a month or two. It did very well. It took a year and a half or something like that to come out on DVD. And that
felt like it.
Well, it was months. It was a long time.
It was a long
and
time.
That was fine. And that still is fine. Have a little patience. Stop rushing around. Relax. Have some patience, young Padawans. I love Star Wars.
Liar! Alita Battle Angel is getting a sequel. That's not exciting news. What I want to talk to you about is, should we stop giving sequels to movies nobody cares about?
You know what? Probably. But when this news dropped a few weeks ago, by the way, I heard about this. But it was, this has its fan base. It does. People have been asking for this for a very long time, apparently. I thought when that movie came out, it bombed, but people love it.
My concern is that, point in fact, it did bomb when it came out. People may have loved it, but like critically and financially, it bombed. So why put more money into making more of a movie that wasn't financially successful, where you could be putting your resources into other original content instead of making a sequel to a movie that the majority of people didn't care about?
It's a two-faced coin, I guess, because it could be a passion project, and I say kudos to you if you're doing that in spite of being, not reaching your targets, not being as successful as you want, but you love what this is and you want to do it again. I say go for it.
Casting news. Let's rhyme them off real quick. Nick Cage and Bill Skarsgård are cast in Lord of War 2. Nick Cage was in the first one. And Bill Skarsgård is cast to be his son.
I mean, okay, I could actually see that, which is something I never thought I would say.
Yeah.
Why are we getting a sequel to Lord of War?
Again, movies that don't need sequels. I don't understand.
Yeah, that's a good
movie, but
yeah. I'm not insulting the movie at all, but that in no way needs a sequel. Anyway.
Tom Hiddleston and Mark Hamill are going to star in a Stephen King adaptation of The Life of Chuck, a book I have not read.
I've not even heard of that one. That's cool. I like both of them.
And then another Stephen King movie is coming out based on the short story The Monkey, and it's going to be starring Theo James, so probably going to be less successful than the Tom Hiddleston Mark.
Yeah, that's somebody who never, he had maybe 3 years in the spotlight, maybe.
Yeah.
With the Divergent series, really.
Yes, he recently did very well in White Lotus. Pedro Pascal has been cast in a movie called Weapons from the same writer-director as Barbarian. We don't have plot yet.
Oh, well, Barbarian was groundbreaking, changed the game, and I'll watch anything Pedro Pascal does, so.
Exactly. Very good combination. Freaky Friday getting a sequel, starring Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis.
I'm here for it. I don't care. That's amazing.
Brody's the one that asked for it.
I never would have. I didn't know, but why not? Sure. Give me it. Absolutely.
There will be a Lego verse in the Across the Spider-Verse trailer or movie. There's going to be a Lego scene. Crypto the dog will be in Superman Legacy. James Gunn came out and confirmed that. I don't know if it's going to be a big character or may just appear briefly, but Crypto the dog's going to be in it. The It prequel series, Welcome to Derry, has started filming. It is unknown if Bill Skarsgård's playing Pennywise.
Yeah.
There's been rumors that he refused to come back, but then there's been rumors that he has come back, so it's really weird. And last little bit, I want to rhyme off all the trailers that came out in the past week and a bit. We got a new Oppenheimer trailer. We got an Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary trailer. We got a trailer for Run, Rabbit, Run, which seems like a spiritual successor to Alice in Wonderland, kind of. I don't know. Watch the trailer. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 got a trailer. The Meg 2, The Trench, got a trailer. Walking Dead, Dead City got a full trailer. And The Crowded Room with Tom Holland got a trailer. So check those out if you haven't seen those trailers. That's it for movie news.
I'm going to say 2 quick things as well, just off the Dead City thing. Did you watch it? Because there's zombie monsters and parkour zombies and stuff, and I'm fucking excited.
No, I didn't watch it. I'm going to, though.
There's this crazy zombie concoction thing, and one zombie, anyway. I
saw a screenshot, and it made me think of what they already did in Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty well. It's pretty accurate. But Derek and I are both Walking Dead's such a guilty pleasure, and I'll watch everything in this universe. I don't care. Mm-hmm. And another trailer, kind of, Oldboy 2004, the original, is getting a remaster, and I'm so excited for that because that's one of the best movies.
Oh,
and it just got a trailer, I think, today.
I would love to see that in theaters.
Absolutely, and I will.
Also, something that just dropped today that I forgot to mention: The Full Monty is getting a sequel series.
Oh, The Full Monty is amazing. I told Derek to watch this a few weeks ago. I think the guy who did Billy Elliot was involved in making The Full Monty as well.
And I think that's it for the show this week.
Yeah, a little bit longer episode, I think, unless Derek edits all of it out, and then I sound like a liar right now. Make sure that you check out Saturday Night Fever if you haven't seen it. I feel like most people and their dogs have seen this movie, and we're the anomalies, but who knows. And as always, if you liked what we've seen today, if you want to see more movie news, more shorts, all of this stuff, we're constantly pumping out the content, and we're going to keep doing it. So please follow, subscribe, share, shout it from the rooftops if you want. That'd be cool. And yeah, we'll be here doing this. You keep coming back. That's an order.
Brody, it's been a pleasure. Always is. Thanks for talking movies. Love you. Love all the audience.
Yep.
This has been Save But Different. Goodbye and good night. Good luck.
Goodbye.
All those things.
See ya.